Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's Fast Blast video. We're going to look up this headline now. SuperNova, September 2024. I've always felt intuitively that we would be dealing with supernovas in addition to solar flares, or that we would deal with maybe a massive supernova from the sun that would change our world as we know it. So, SuperNova 2024, brief video we're going to talk about. I just want to talk about how you shouldn't be surprised if you see staged events that lead to war, as well as maybe having prophetic feelings and visions and spiritual feelings that are maybe pushing you as a male or female towards a more spiritual path as opposed to a more satanic path. So if you pay attention to the program and if you pay attention to the news, you'll notice the satanic forces working through our world trying to pull us in certain directions. Meaning, I encourage you to do what you do spiritually, create a church, find a godly girl, get away from the ungodly men and women, get away from the things I talk about in previous videos. And so, as I talk about the solar flares affecting human consciousness, who knows what the supernova is going to be causing? We're going to go to a news article now. This is going to be a short video. You don't see a nova every night, but you can see one this summer. This is going to cause the sky to light up like the Aurora Borealis. Okay. So Patrick is sending this to me, all other articles like possessions taking place. One of them, real briefly, is a school teacher becoming an OnlyFans creator. We're seeing a lot of our become porn stars. I believe she was a pastor. So she was a pastor, she was godly, and then she became ungodly. This is happening since the eclipse, but it's been happening in society. That we're seeing godly people or people that claim to have been godly at one point no longer play that godly role. Okay. And it's one thing to talk about sexual freedom or this, that, and the other, but OnlyFans becoming a porn star is not the way. So I know that young girls are being brainwashed by the system to get involved in to get turned on by the idea of, because they are sexually suppressed. Women are sexually suppressed. And so because they are sexually suppressed by modern interpretations of religion, they end up at nightclubs, porno stores. I'll tell you what, it's a disgusting thing when you end up with a one-night stand and she wants to go to the porno store to look at dirty covers that contaminates a good man. And that's why good men like me, we end up, when we're in the dating scene, meeting trash. Meaning, I'm choosing to become more spiritual before you all as the supernova comes in. And I'm willing to believe that God wants us to go out and find godly men and women. And so this is a time to crank it up. The Dark Side of Cupid. I haven't read the full book, but this is very important that people understand that Satan works through the dating apps, the cell phones, the Gnosis of Ancient Wisdom, right? Reading this at a bookstore, a coffee shop that's orthodox. Desert Fox is in the house. Desert Fox is an Orthodox Muslim who has praised the Taliban in the past in my presence. That is not appropriate on this channel. Now, I want to encourage a lot of you to give Sufi realities a chance. So as you see the incremental attack on all Muslims all over again, and let's talk about this new event with Donald Trump, you need to know there are other interpretations of it that are. Go to Sufi realities. None of you have yet messaged me. If you want to impress me, that's what you do. You type in Sufism and Jinn. For those of you that are Orthodox Christians that talk about demons in porn, demons in food, demons in this, just replace that word demon with jinn. Boom. Watch him, watch me. Watch him, watch me. Watch him, watch some videos. Type in the word jinn, mind control cell phone. Search for the Truth did it. Search for the Truth. WCAM's friend did it. WCAM himself probably did it and went, wow. You see, and you need to ask yourself, why are the mainstream Muslims trashing him when he's willing to say the things that others won't? Desert Fox should support him. Desert Fox should support Sufi realities. Sufi realities doesn't need to say Afghan lives matter. Edge Hog's Dilemma. I understand by going live that you, the audience, these subscribers, are going to be activated and told that I am live. So you may not know that I have a Substack. And if you go to the Substack, there's posts there that talk about where I went. There's an autobiography, Cliff Notes. Would you like to read it? Some of you are actual readers, and some of you have never touched a book. And I said the other day, that 95% of you are just on the dark side. I get angry and I get pumped up like a wrestler. 95% of you may be essentially good, but you're ultimately somewhat of a student, even if you're not paying. And I am somewhat of a teacher, even if I don't know everything. So I've got lots of love to teach and share. And that's why these videos are happening on a regular basis. I am still around, but because I am a man that doesn't have certain things in his life, I take breaks. And as I talked about recently and revealed, I've been helped by women behind the scenes. I have not just been straight MGTOW, and MGTOW men have never helped me at all. That doesn't mean that I'm angry with you. You're going to see more calm, insanity-free videos as I get closer to this little thing called love. I appreciate those of you conspiracy brothers of me warning me about the dark Cupid. I'm telling you, I know. But sometimes God will put people in our path, and there are videos that I do watch on the chosen ones. However, I don't believe that we're all chosen ones. And then when you watch these videos pop up on the chosen ones, you can see the advice. You can see advice for people that don't have friends. You can see advice for people that are experiencing age reversal. How many of you think I look slightly younger? How many of you think I look slightly older when I'm in the Colorado mountains? I, for one, do. I, for one, have noticed an explosive libido. Don't get scared, ladies. It's under control. I, for one, have noticed increase member size. I don't mean to be graphic. I, for one, have noticed way more physical strength, although I may have been stronger on my squat. The speed that I'm perceiving when I watch my videos hitting the bag is that I'm pound for pound stronger than my youth. Does that make sense? Meaning I'm defying physics now. Meaning I will not be insecure about being old enough to be somebody's father as long as she is of age. In fact, I think that's the way it's meant to be. In fact, godly men meeting each other and somebody being fatherly and treating someone like somebody's daughter before treating them like a sex object. And they're beautiful women that work here at this coffee shop, but this is not the place to be lusting after them. But you can observe the physical beauty. You can observe and become aware that they embody the body of the goddess. I tell you, I saw somebody and I'm like, she is of the goddess. Oh, no, she's not. She's another clone. Oh, demon bitches everywhere. Demon bitches everywhere. That's actually a very negative way to go around assuming. If we assume it's everywhere automatically without even giving them a chance to be godly, then we're going to be letting the devil of this world continue to isolate us godly men until we end up offing ourselves. And that's the real secret why suicide is an epidemic for men and women. It's loneliness. And that's why real Christians that aren't overtaken by the counterfeit spirit understand that we have to use this technology with kid gloves, and we use it for godly purposes, as Sufi reality says, and then we turn it off. And I'm going to turn this off now because I intentionally did not bring my power cord so that you would get a short and sweet in and out video. Okay. This is being performed in front of a live studio audience so they can't hear me because there's a barrier between us. Right. So I know I can come here, spread some energy silently, give them the option to come to the channel, but don't actually bother them. Don't speak explicitly. Like I went yesterday, I did a video advice for women trying to keep godly men instead of alienate them. And then I had the intention that I would speak it at the coffee shop, and 3 8 to 11-year-olds were there, and we spoke in an appropriate manner for 5 minutes, saying the things that needed to be said in a general way without being explicit. Then they left when I burned the Palo Santo. Then I spoke in a more literal manner without being dirty. And I know that I realize that by speaking too much about my fornication experience and what I've seen on the internet, that I can scare away maybe godly women that are so godly, they had not even gone on the internet to look at those nightmares. And what's hitting me in spirit is there are godly women out there that have chosen their whole life to stay away from filth. And some of them were forced to see it when they were in high school by perverted boys. And just merely seeing the depiction of a woman raped is enough to really traumatize them into believing sincerely that the devil is after them. Well, honey, he is. It is. And I want to protect you. And I would give my life to you and millions and billions of women and men in order to get back home. And if you want to know my agenda, it's that. See you later. Sayonara.